I'm Eleanor and I'm going to be setting you your challenge this week. So all you're going to need for this challenge is 2 glasses like this, something like beans or raisins, which is what I'm going to be using, and you're going to need to count 20 of them into one of the glasses, and also a straw. And if you don't have a straw, don't worry. If you just grab half a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen and just roll it up like this, then you can make your own straw. So to set up the challenge, if you place one of the glasses on one side of the table, grab an A4 piece of paper and place it in between, and then place the other glass on the other side. And your challenge is to move all 20 of your beans or raisins from one glass to the other as fast as you can. As always, we'd love to see how you guys get on, so please record yourselves and send your times into your pulse groups. Okay, so now we're all set up. Let's see how I get on. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Stop. Okay, so I got a time of 1 minute, which isn't great, so I'm sure you guys will be able to beat it. But please let us know how you get on. We'd love to see it. One last thing, if you guys are finding this challenge too easy, I would suggest you either try it blindfolded, or you could get something with a narrower rim to it and see how you get on then.
Hey guys, over the last couple of weeks we've been looking at 2 Peter, and we've seen that we need to be remembering what God has done. Last week we started learning our memory verse, which is Jesus has the power of God. This power gives us everything we need to live and serve God. Now this is going to be pretty important for today's lesson, so just keep it in the back of your minds. We're going to be looking at 2 Peter chapter 3 today, and what Peter says to us, he says that because everything is going to come to an end one day when Jesus comes back, and he will come back, well then we need to live for him. Now remember our memory verse? This power has given us everything we need. We're going to read from 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10, 11, and a little bit of verse 12. Here it goes. But the day of the Lord will come like a thief. The heavens will disappear with a roar. The elements will be destroyed by fire, and the earth and everything done in it will be laid bare. Since everything will be destroyed in this way, what kind of people ought you to be? You ought to live holy and godly lives as you look forward to the day of God and the speed it is coming. The day will bring about the destruction of the heavens by fire, and the elements will melt away, and the elements will melt in the heat. Did you get what it's saying? Let me also just read verse 13 for us. But in keeping with his promise, we are looking forward to a new heaven and a new earth where righteousness will dwell. You see, the thing is that Jesus is definitely coming back. That's what Peter is saying. He's saying Jesus will come back. But no one's going to know when. He's going to come like a thief. Our house was broken into a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to tell you like a little bit of a secret about when our house was broken into. I had absolutely no idea that it was going to happen. I didn't know that the thieves were coming. No one sent me a text saying, "Hey, Lindor, there are going to be some thieves coming and you just better watch out." No, it didn't happen. They didn't tell me that at 8:30 on Tuesday, they're going to be coming in. No, they just came in. And it's the same thing with Jesus. We know that he's coming, but we have no idea when. But he will come back. And when he does, well, stuff's going to change. And it's going to change. First, it's going to be a bit scary, but then it's going to be awesome. See, the things of this world are going to be destroyed. The things here on earth, they will be destroyed. And everything that has been done, well, God's going to see it. And so will everyone else. You see, God already knows what's been done. And so Peter says to us, because this is going to happen, because we know that this day is coming, well, live holy and godly lives. Live for God. Live and serve God. Do you remember that in our memory verse? His power has given us everything we need to live and serve God. See, it's not like God is expecting us to do this on our own. No. He has given us everything we need to live and serve him. Well, and when this day does come, well, God is going to make everything new, and the righteous are going to live with him. Righteous not because of what we do, but because of what Jesus has done and because we trust him. And so we need to live and serve God. So what might that look like for you? What does it look like for you and me to live and serve God? Well, let me give you a couple of suggestions. See, we need to live holy and godly lives. And that's a pretty hard thing to do, which is why God has to give us the power to do it. It's hard because it's often not what we want to do. I want you to picture this situation. You're at home, which is probably most of the time, and your siblings are being really annoying. They won't leave you alone, and they want to play with your stuff, and all you want to do is play on your own. And then your mom comes in and asks you to do something, and you just want to scream and say, "It's not fair. Why can't you ask her to do it? You're always picking on me." Well, in that moment, serving God, living for him, it means that you take a breath and you say, "Mom, I'm a little bit annoyed, but I'm going to do it anyway because you've asked me to do it." You say to your siblings, "Well, Johnny or Susie or Tabo or whatever, I'd really like to play on my own, but I love you, so let's play together." Or maybe it's just before bedtime and all you want to do is read your favorite book. And you think, well, actually, I haven't read the book that's going to teach me to live and serve God. So let me take a moment to read my Bible. Or maybe you're an only child. You don't have any other siblings. And so you're feeling a little bit lonely and you're feeling a little bit bored. Well, living and serving God in that situation, well, maybe you can text a Christian friend and say to them, "Well, what have you been doing? Let me encourage you with something from God's word that I learned this week." See, last night when I was having my Bible time, I learned this amazing thing about God. sharing what we believe is a huge part of living and pleasing God. So why don't you try one of those things this week? So we've been learning our memory verse, and this is what it is. I'm sure I mentioned it in the talk just before this, but it is, Jesus has the power of God. This power has given us everything we need to live and serve God. Last week we learned it using balloons. I had earplugs in because I don't like the sound of balloons popping. I had a dream about it and it wasn't a very good dream. So don't worry too much about that. We're going to use actions this week. And so I'm going to teach you some actions to help you remember this memory verse. You ready? Great. So I'm going to do the whole thing with actions, and you can replay it as many times as you want until you have learned the memory verse. So this is how it goes. Jesus has the power of God. This power has given us everything we need to live and serve God. I hope you got that, and I hope you have a great time learning it. What would be really cool is if you got your parents to record you doing that and send us a video. I'd love to see what you guys look like when you know this memory verse.